What's going on, brothers? This is your boy JT, and welcome back to another episode of South Stand Signings. As soon as, of course, we go through everything happening around the beautiful world of Leeds United, and we have a little talk about it. God damn, that was quick, and these are coming even quicker. And it is another part of our great mini-series, shall we say, here in Seville. I've tried the best that I could do with my crazy lighting resources, as you can see here. But we are here for another episode of South Stand Signings, and there is a whole nother load of Leeds United transfer news to get our gnashers dug into. Let's start off with the main man, Valentin Castellanos. Probably the hottest target at Leeds United right now, hotter than the spiciest chili known to mankind. And here is the first report coming in from 90 minutes as of 11:30 last night. Leeds United have reportedly been handed the opportunity to land Valentin Castellanos, a target for Everton and Newcastle United this summer. According to 90 minutes, Premier League side have been afforded the opportunity to make a move for New York City striker Valentin Castellanos. The Whites are coming off a spectacular run of results. Spectacular run of results on the final day of the season that saw them upset all the odds and stave off relegation. But there is little time to celebrate, as Jesse Marsh and co will need considerable strength in the squad in summer to prevent another relegation battle campaign. You're damn right we do. You are damn right we do. And as they go on to highlight here, one of the main areas of weakness was goals, considering we had Patrick Bamford chopped out of the team and he contributed to 37.8% of our goal output in our first season in the Premier League. You can tell goals are a big issue coming from elsewhere in the side, with Rafinha getting 11 last year, Harrison getting 10, and then the next highest goal scorer for Leeds was Rodrigo with 6. Not enough goals coming from the squad as a whole. Rafinha really shouldering the majority of the work going on there. Maybe Valentin Castellanos could be the man. And as they go on to say here, the 23-year-old has 11 goals and 5 assists in 17 appearances. That's pretty lethal if you ask me. You do have to take into account that it is the MLS. It is nowhere near as competitive as the Premier League. So these stats do have to be taken with a little pinch of salt. But nonetheless, he's still a top player. Manchester City are aware of the player thanks to their relationship with New York City, but have passed on the chance to sign Castellanos. Yeah, because they just went and signed Erling Haaland. I don't think they need these up-and-coming young players anymore. Newcastle, Everton and West Ham have all been keen on the 23-year-old in the past. As it stands, it would appear Leeds are the ones showing the most interest, with Rafinha likely to leave the club in the summer. Leeds must act decisively and replace the Brazilian's goal-scoring threat. Absolutely, my man. Now, how long do you guys reckon it is until this signing is signed, sealed and delivered? Because the owners have been out in America for quite a few days now, and it is looking the more and more like it's going on that it's not actually going to be the whole ownership debacle with the 49ers that they're sorting out. It does look like they're actually going over to try and strike a deal with Castellanos, and we've seen our owners are very willing to fly the lengths of the world to try and wrap up deals. We saw it with Noah Lang last year. We saw it with Junior Firpo last year, with Victor Orta going over to Barcelona. They apparently tried to do the same thing with Dest. It's something that is common for them to do, and it's something that the days and days go on, the more likely this is looking. Here's another story about it. Conor McGilligan urges hierarchy to sign Valentin Castellanos. He does indeed, as I'm sure we all do. In other news, Newcastle United journalist makes claim on summer target, and you're sitting there scratching your head thinking, what has this got to do with Leeds, James? What are you talking about? What is Joe Carrazas banging on about at 7:45? Well, he's actually talking about that boy Jack Harrison. That is right. Newcastle are reinvigorating their interest in Jack Harrison, and they feel like he could be a very good fit to the squad, according to head coach Eddie Howe. There have been recent reports that Newcastle were interested in bringing in Leeds United winger Harrison to St James's Park in the summer transfer window, but the English winger's contract is not set to expire with his current side until 2024. He's been a mainstay in the Leeds side. He made 38 appearances in all competitions, whilst contributing to 10 goals and 2 assists along the way. Despite remaining in the Premier League this season, Jones stated that this is football and that Harrison would fit well into the Newcastle side, and they may be confident that they can secure his services. I'm a bit intrigued as to why they've spelt football like this. I presume the original report would have been from either a South American or a Spanish geezer that wrote that, but yes, this is football, and anyone could easily go anywhere at any time, all thanks to the Bosman ruling, which has really left us kind of screwed with a lot of players' contracts running out in a couple of years. If we don't either sell them now or tie them down to new deals very soon, then we're screwed with a lot of them. But in other news, and a player that we might not be screwed in, and another player who we might be taking advantage with the Bosman ruling from, is Lewis O'Brien. But another report has come out today saying Lewis O'Brien may cost the Whites £15 million. Now you're scratching your heads again. You're thinking, James, didn't we just say a few days ago that he has a release clause for £10 million? Well, it turns out now he may be costing upwards of £15 million. The White have had an interest in O'Brien for some time now and still have an interest in the central midfielder heading into Jesse Marsh's first season as a coach. The 23-year-old, labelled as exceptional by his manager Carlos Cobran, suffered playoff heartbreak with the Terriers last weekend, but may still be plying his trade in the Premier League next season. Leeds are thought to be one of 5 top clubs in chasing a move for the midfielder. However, recent reports suggest that a £12 million release clause may be wide of the mark. MOT Leeds News relayed an update regarding O'Brien from Friday's print edition of the Huddersfield Examiner. They cited a £15 million figure when it came to the midfielder last summer and say that his stock has risen over the past 12 months with no mention of a release clause in the report. £15 million could be the minimum Leeds have to pay this time around, so there is no release clause. So a lot of people were saying, why the hell have we not just gone and triggered it? Well, it turns out that release clause may be a little bit wishy-washy, a little bit fugazi. Leeds need to add to their central midfield ranks. Yes, we do. We've signed Rasmus Christensen. Just waiting for his medical to get that one wrapped up. It would take a horror show for that signing to go through. A new signing, Brendan Harrison, is expected to be used as an inverted winger, so O'Brien could be a perfect partner for Phillips in either a 4-4-2 or a 4-2-2 system. Oh man, let's go 4-4-2, baby. Brexit ball to the back. Well, it wouldn't be Brexit ball, would it be States ball? Football. And this is backed up by another report by Ryan Taylor last night that Leeds will still be interested in signing Huddersfield Town midfielder Lewis O'Brien this summer, according to the Daily Express. So it turns out it doesn't matter if they're £15 million is what they're charging. Leeds still want to buy him. The engine room operator was awarded a new 4-year contract in September that is believed to contain a £10 million release clause. Well, clearly not, fella. Clearly, you've got 2 geezers writing articles within a couple of minutes of each other that seem to be completely off the mark with one another. Either he's got a £10 million release clause or he hasn't got a £10 million release clause. What is going on here? I don't know, but I'll keep you updated when we do get some more information on that. Now, for a big story, probably the biggest story of the day. Leeds, Victor Orta interested in James Tarkowski deal. Leeds United are interested in the deal to bring James Tarkowski to Ellen Road in the summer transfer window. That's according to a report by the Daily Mail, who claim that the 29-year-old's contract at Burnley is coming to an end later this month. Victor Orta is keen on the idea of bringing him to LS11 on a free transfer. However, the report added that Everton, Villa and Leicester are also keeping a very close eye on the England international situation ahead of a potential swoop this summer. Now, defensive fragility. That's been something that's plagued Leeds a hell of a lot this season. It has really plagued us. How do we deal with this defensive fragility? Do we give Stroik more of a run in? Do we keep Cooper in the side? Was his leadership something we really lacked? Do we go for Nathan Collins from Burnley? Is that your solution? Do we sell Koch? Do we keep Koch? Can he be played as a right back? Is Llorente any good? You know, after stats come out showing that he's won the least aerial duels out of anyone in the league. These are things we have to talk about. Are the current crop of players that we have going to be enough to solve our defensive problems? Was it systemic? Was it playeremic? That's the question. That's the question. And if you're leaning towards the side that it is more playeremic, then someone like James Tarkowski, Premier League experience, yeah? Good Premier League experience. He's played at the top flight. He's done there, been there, done it, got the t-shirt, got the pants, got the underpants even. He's got it all. James Tarkowski. As it says here, he's been at Burnley since joining them in February 2016, with Leeds conceding 79 goals in the Premier League this season, the second worst rate in the top flight. Only Norwich shipping more. It is not difficult to understand why Orta would be interested in a deal for the 29-year-old. Do you think that he's a good? Do you think that he would be a good acquisition? Do you think he could solve our problems? I tell you what, he basically mixes in the experience of Cooper and the quality of Robin Koch. shall we say. I think he kind of meshes them all into one. I think if you get Tarkowski, I don't really see too much of a world in which Cooper and Tarkowski play, to be honest, together, to be honest. I think it probably means more of a backseat role for Liam Cooper. Maybe they share the burden a little bit. Maybe he comes in if we play a back three or something. However, I kind of see that as a bit of a Cooper replacement here. But anyway, I think this could be a very good signing, and I'm excited because if we get him in, if we get Tyler Adams in, if we keep Phillips, then it's suddenly looking like we might actually be able to defend for a change, and we might be keeping some clean sheets, baby. Speaking of Calvin Phillips, Leeds United set big asking price for Rafinha and Calvin Phillips. Leeds are set to demand in excess of 100 million for both Rafinha and Calvin Phillips. Is that it? But it'll be a lot more than in excess of what? Reports suggest that the Whites want in excess of £60 million for Rafinha. Yep, that's more like it. That's what I want to see. That is what I want to hear. While it may take over £50 million to lure Phillips away. Get the hell out of here. This is the problem. I said it before. I'll say it again. We'll all go through it. Why the hell do we not tie him down to a longer contract? Why did we not give him the contract when we wanted it earlier on this year? We've screwed ourselves over here. He's going into the last couple of years of his contract, and there's the ability to pry him away for £50 million. That is an absolute pittance for a player of Calvin Phillips' quality. A club like Leeds, with the financial backing that we have, should not be finding ourselves in the situation where we're forced to let one of our key men go, probably our key man go, for just £50 million. Absolute disgrace. We need to get that one sorted out big time. Big time. And then finally, Leeds United should cash in on Luke Ayling with Rasmus Christensen on his way out. Leeds United are getting ever closer to securing their second signing of the 2022 summer transfer window, and it could spell the end of the Ellen Road for one player, and that player is, of course, Luke Ayling, because we were talking before about Cody Drummond potentially being the backup to Rasmus Christensen. If he is the number one backup, oh my god, I've suddenly got a hell of a lot darker here. This lighting is not perfecto. But if that is the case, then where does Luke Ayling fit in there? Is he going to be happy being a third choice right back? I don't think he really is. Has he got another Premier League suitor probably going to ply him away from that? I'm not too sure either. So it's a bit of a tough situation we find ourselves in. Do we keep Cody Drummond? Do we keep Luke Ayling? Which one of them is it more important to keep happy? Luke Ayling got a lot of cash in the bank. A lot of that old Benjamin Francolino, you know what I mean? He has done a lot of good stuff for Leeds United. I'm talking last minute winners, last minute assists, last ditch challenges, game saving performances at times for Leeds, not over the past 2 years or 3 years, but even over